And you know what? I mean, me and him never even really had to say anything to each other. We pretty much knew what was next, what we had to do, and you just don't find that all the time. It's like the Rockers, you know, Marty Jannetty, Shawn Michaels. They never had to talk, you know. You know, I mean, we put that match together for Royal Rumble because we thought our match was going to be 3 minutes, you know, and they told us right when we were walking out, guys, we need 30 minutes. You know, I mean, that's hard to put together, you know, when you're walking to the ring, you know. So, you know, I mean, it's like that. I mean, you know, it's just the chemistry we can have with your partner, with the people you work with. You know, I was lucky to work with people like that. Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty, you know, Demolition, Legion of Doom was incredible to work with. You know, I mean, people like that, the Hart Foundation, you know, oh my God, you know, Bret Hart, Owen Hart, Jim Neidhart, you know, and everybody that, you know, was in that era, they really loved to work. And that's what was great about it.
And for you to say that match is supposed to be...
those days.
Oh, we all do. But for you to say that match is supposed to be 3 minutes, and yeah, it goes on about 30 minutes is insane. But I got to tell you something, thinking about that match off the top of my head, because it's one of the greatest non-Royal Rumble matches of all time. The pace of it at the start is so electric and so fast-paced. It looks like you guys were looking to work that 3 minutes, but for it to be changed, was that kind of, do you remember back to that match? Was that the initial thought that you guys were going to go at it, you know, fast and get out of there, but then you had to add on another 27 minutes to it?
Exactly. I mean, it was like, you know, we were already saying, hey, we'll just do this. You know, we put a finish together for the first 3 minutes. Oh, you know, 7 minutes, like you said, it was crazy, you know, and we just, I don't know, it just, like with the Legion of Doom, you know, I mean, you put us together, it didn't look right, you know, they had, you know, 500 pounds on us, you know, and it looked ridiculous, us working with them. But when we worked with them, the chemistry we had, it was incredible, man. It was so much fun to work with him. I love flying for him, you know. I love taking those fast bumps. I love that kind of stuff. It was incredible.
See, you guys in the Rockers at that point, I mean, to me, the perfect pairing, because you four had a great chemistry in the ring, and obviously you've worked together in the past. You had relationships with them, but when you're having that match at that point, do you know it's going down like even better than you had possibly imagined? And then when you get to the back, are you getting that kind of pat on the back for setting the pace of the show in such a high octane way?
I mean, pretty much everybody, I remember this, that they, I mean, stood up in the dressing room and started clapping, you know, because, I mean, they knew pretty much we couldn't even breathe when we got back, but, you know, it was crazy. We were so out of breath, I couldn't even talk, you know. So, I mean, we were like blowed up, and but I remember everybody really saying, "Man, what a match! It was great and everything." And that's something really rarely said, you know, back there, you know.
Do you get any feedback? You get any feedback from? I'm sorry. You get any feedback from Vince about it specifically?
Oh God! I mean, yeah. I mean, he definitely just was blown away.
Now, with that match, I mean, you guys, obviously, you worked together in the previous iteration of the Orient Express as well with the Rockers, but obviously the relationship with Paul Diamond and you guys coming back together, and we'll get into that in a minute, but I just want to stay on this match because it's, I mean, if anybody, and I'm sure if you're listening to this, you have seen it. If you've never seen it, it's one of those matches that WWE still to this day will pump up around the Royal Rumble time because, like I said, it's high octane, it's fast paced, it's everything that you would want to see in a match now in 2018, but we saw it in 1991. So my question, I guess, to be on this match was, if you had to pick one of those guys to work with, would it be a Shawn Michaels or would it be Marty? Who did you have the better chemistry with if you were to single out Rocker versus one member of your team?
You know, honestly, I mean, I've worked with both single matches, and I tell you what, man, it's just incredible with both of them. I couldn't tell you. I wouldn't even want to pick. I would think, and because I know they're going to take care of me and I'm going to take care of them and it's going to be, great. So, I mean, heck, it was a blast. I'm sorry I can't pick one, but I mean, they're incredible.
I love how when Royal Rumble 92 comes around, they kind of put you guys in that same spot thinking like, okay, let's say you do it again, this time with the new foundation of Owen and Neidhart. What are your memories of them kind of doing the same thing and having another great match as the opener for a Royal Rumble?
Oh, man, it was incredible. Jeez, are you kidding me? Neidhart and Owen Hart? You couldn't get better with that. I mean, they were great. I mean, I know you're giving me a lot of credit, and I appreciate it, but, you got to give those guys more credit because, they're the ones, that were incredible. I mean, they were. They worked their ass. To work with us, it's hard because we're small guys. I mean, those guys were huge, Neidhart, man, I remember he used to apologize every time he'd give me that, I forgot what it's called, the slam, where he puts me over his back and he's like a whip to the mat. And I remember him falling on me and going, I am so sorry. Because he thought he killed me every time, I had to take that bump like almost every night when I worked with him. So, I still paying for that one. Every time I used to see him, I always told him that. So, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, but really, I appreciate the credit. Man, I tell you what, you got to give them a lot more credit than they deserve. Than I deserve. That's for sure. Because, being that big and bumping for us was really a risk to them.
It is pretty much an honor, too, if you think about it, that you had such a good match the year before Royal Rumble. They kind of were, basically three out there again, another basically 20-minute match. Is that something that you guys think about? Like, wow, they're putting a lot of trust in us. We're the opener of one of the biggest shows of the year.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was the thing that, no one wants to be an opening match because it's the first match, all that. But to us, it was like, hey, man, let's, we're going to, let's set it hard, let's make it hard because it'll make the Royal Rumble even better, You're trying to top our match, you really got to top it and you got to work your ass off to top it. So, we used to set that match high. I remember we used to try hard if we were the first match, because that sets the pace.